Hello, everybody. Welcome to the May Energy Update. Today, I'm going to be bringing through some channeled messages, some themes, some guidance, particularly the word guidance they want to bring the attention to, some guidance as to how you can navigate this highly transformational, highly magical, big shift portal vortex of a month that May is. It really feels like this manifestation vortex. You're stepping into this new portal. And I keep hearing that the next 3 weeks particularly are incredibly significant. The next 3 days after listening to this, the next 3 weeks, as well as the next 3 months feel quite significant. And for each of you, it's going to be in your own unique way, but it feels like we are in this really powerful transformational portal where the next 3 weeks are very significant. The power of three, they keep saying the power of three, 333, right? But I'm really feeling, and they keep saying like this rare portal is opening, these rare alignments that are taking place. It feels like when they're talking about that, it's like this rare astrological alignments that are taking place where big changes are possible, where big shifts are possible. And we are really moving into that higher jet stream. So before I get into it, on May 5th for the 5-5 portal, I will be doing the next group channeling and activation event. You can sign up in the link in the show notes. I hope to have you there. There will be a replay if you can't make it live. And if you're listening to this after the fact, no worries. You can just go to my website and the replays for all the events that I do will always be there. It's so important now that we come together in community of like-minded souls. Now let's get into it because we have a lot to get through today. May feels like this massive transformational vortex. It's quite magical. I keep hearing magical May, big life upgrades, big energy shifts, energetic upgrades. They're really saying like, what do you want to see happen? Will you choose the higher direction and will you trust? Will you start to make those changes that you've been really wanting to make for a while? And will you trust in that higher timeline and that higher direction that you're ready to step into? What do you want to see happen? What do you want to create? What kind of leadership do you want to be? A rare portal is opening and will you walk through it? Now's the time. Will you walk through it? And there's this invitation to choose a higher outcome. There's an invitation to step into a higher version of yourself. There's an invitation to step into a higher timeline. And really what's happening is there's these rare alignments that are taking place. Really, the next 3 weeks feel very significant towards this time frame and this moon cycle particularly. I've been actually shown how 501, which is May 1st, which is, there's a full moon on that day. These full moons, I think there's 2 in May, are quite significant. They keep coming up to me in dreams. So, there's a lot that's coming through with these full moons. So big life upgrades, huge transformational energy, spiritual advancements, awakenings, moving forward. But I keep seeing right now like 555 energy. When you really feel into the energy of it, I really feel like there's this excitement happening. There's overwhelm. There's actually more excitement. There's this opening. There's this excitement. There's this unbinding happening, this personal freedom that comes with you being so true to yourself in a way that you really haven't been before. This energy of really being so deeply true to yourself and what you want to do that makes you so deeply magnetic. It makes you unstoppable. It's this unbinding personal freedom of expression. So I feel like a lot of you are going to be having these moments where there's this unleashing of an expression. There's this personal expression, this freedom happening where you give yourself that freedom to express who you truly are, this personal expression. And maybe that means like dressing differently. Maybe that means this need to share your voice, share your deep truth, share what you really want to say, share your gifts. I feel like a lot of you, there's this freedom that's happening and this permission that's being given to you, as always, to just let it rip. And that comes from being actually so deeply true to yourself and not letting anything else get in the way of you being true to yourself. So there's a lot of opportunity for this personal freedom of you actually going after and doing the things that you really want to do. And you're not holding yourself back. You're not letting other people hold you back. You're not letting the fear of what other people think hold you back anymore. And that's what's making you so unstoppable. It's what's making you so magnetic. And I feel like there's been such a huge theme in my one-on-one clients and my group mentorships, which I will be hosting another one coming up. So just stay tuned for that. But there's this fast track around gifts unlocking and activating, and this need to like use your gifts. I feel like a lot of you are going to be sharing your gifts. You're going to be like debuting your creations, or this showing and sharing what you've been working on all winter, or wherever you are, whatever you've been working on over the past few months. And even if it's this own version of yourself, this new version of yourself, this sacred new version of yourself, this expression. I feel like a lot of you, what you've been working on behind closed doors, whether that be a creation, whether that be working on your craft, your gifts in some way, unlocking and opening your gifts, practicing your gifts in some way. I feel like there's this moment this month where, you know, what you've been doing behind closed doors, you're going to be sharing with the world in some way, or the people in your community. So I really feel like there's this expression happening of what you've been really doing behind closed doors. And I feel like a lot of you are going to be moving through some career shifts. I think maybe you thought something was far away, or like what you've been working on, this passion of yours is actually becoming more of your career. Your purpose work is really coming to the forefront. And I feel like maybe you felt like the two can't mix, but they really are mixing. So I feel like there might be a lot of career shifts happening because you've outgrown a lot of situations in your life. There's a lot of life upgrades. There's a lot of shifts, big energy shifts and upgrades. And I feel like there's this fast track to you sharing your gifts with the world, with you sharing what you've been really doing and your gifts and these, you know, what you've been working on behind closed doors, even if it's this new version of yourself that you're bringing forward. So I do feel like there's this unbinding, there's this personal freedom, this no longer holding or limiting yourself back, but a lot of freedom that's coming from this expression, from you really unleashing the true you and the true self. And really that comes from being true to yourself, sharing your truth, not letting anyone else influence what that is, and really making decisions and being bold. There's a lot of opportunities this month where you have this opportunity to move into a higher timeline, to move into a new version of yourself. And it's not far away. I feel like there might be these decisions and these choices where you make, I don't even think that it feels like this, it's a natural progression. Like there's a readiness to it. So I don't feel like it's this, obviously anything is going to be, maybe a bit uncomfortable, but I feel like there's this moment where you make this choice or this decision to fully lean all the way into this higher direction, this higher timeline that you've been wanting to take or wanting to do for a while. And I feel like this is your rare portal. Like, will you walk through it? Because it is an opportunity. Everything's an invitation and opportunity, but everything is trying to wake you up and shake you up to this higher version of yourself, to this higher path that you are ready to take. And, you know, there's been a lot of messages coming through about, and if you resonate with this, the April group channeling event, which I'll link in the show notes, we did an activation around this, but you know, many people, they're saying this has been something they've been wanting to talk about for a while, but many people have been literally operating at a very small percentage and fraction of what their true potential is and what their true gifts and the fullness of what they're able to do, their full potential, you know, and so many of us are so uncomfortable with being in our power. You know, a lot of people are so powerful, their souls are so powerful, but then they come into this life and they play small, they limit themselves because they've been afraid of their power. Maybe that's a past life thing, or maybe childhood thing where you've, you know, been too much in some way. And a lot of women have this, right? But right now the dial needs to be turned up. The dial is ready to be turned up on your power, on your gifts, on your potential, on your creativity, on the fullness of who you really are, your full expression. And that is where I feel like they're saying the dial needs to be turned up. It's time to turn up that dial. For some of you, this is going to be on your gifts, your magnetism, what you really are capable of. You've been limiting yourself. And I think you might recognize that, how you tend to contract or hold yourself back when there's a need to keep your energy and your field big and stay in that big energy. So practice holding this new frequency and version of yourself, because there's so much energetic shifts happening. And what happens with these energetic shifts, which there's huge upgrades. I feel like throughout this whole month, there's like upgrade and upgrade and upgrade. And I feel like a lot of you are moving through, it's like this transmutation process where you are literally becoming brand new and brighter with these energetic shifts, because everything is really an energetic shift away. And when you tune into the energetic shift, the underlying energetics, that's when the physical stuff can come in. So I really feel like the dial's turning up. It feels like there's this, huge energetic shifts, this cellular upgrades, like things changing on a cellular level, like a deep level, which transforms into this glow up energy, right? Your gifts and this next level, your next level gifts, your energy is really coming online. And here's what happens when you shift energetically. You're literally glowing from within, right? There's so many things people do externally, but it's actually this internal energetic upgrade that happens, this glow up energy working with the golden light and can really help with that. So it's your auric field if anything. And a lot of you are having adjustments and activations and shifts to your auric field, your energetic field. With this energetic upgrade that's happening and what you've been really moving through, people feel it. People you're connected to, people externally feel it. You might even really all of a sudden feel like, wow, I'm quite visible right now. And here's the thing. When you become visible, when these energetic shifts take place, you go through upgrade and you go through upgrade. Here's what happens. People feel it. People you're karmically connected to, they feel it. Their eyes are kind of looking and seeing what's happening. People are looking over the fence, right? They're wondering what's going on. Like what have you been working on, yourself and what you're going to be sharing with the world, right? There's a lot of eyes on you. And I feel like if you can always remember, because sometimes the eyes on you are very positive and it's inspirational, and sometimes it's not. You can feel a different, a not so, I don't even want to put attention to it, but sometimes you can find people who are just spying and wondering what's going on. And here's the thing with that is when you go through energetic upgrades, you become so visible, you become more visible. And there's this huge power surge happening within your energy. As you upgrade, they want you to really stay clear and focused and tend to the inner garden, because as you are blooming, as you are expanding, you're becoming more visible. But I want you to remember that it's literally God's spotlight that's on you. And that is the highest protection energy around you. But as you move through these upgrade after upgrade, it's this tending to the garden. So it's weeding out the old, plucking out the old energy. And sometimes this can be, it's 11:11, by the way. And you're going to notice and feel this throughout the month is where, as you're blooming, as you're expanding, there might be things that come up or experience or things that you might notice that don't resonate with this true direction that you're going. And so you might have to pluck out some of these weeds, trim some of the fat, trim some of the excess that doesn't need to be there. Okay. So I feel like there's this plucking of the garden a little bit, clearing out these old emotions. It doesn't feel like this deep purgy feeling. I think what's happening is it's like a moment and you clear it really quickly. It's literally just pulling it out. You might find as you are upgrading your energy, this potency, this upgrade, this turning on of your power, your light, your potency, your gifts, as this upgrades, your frequency upgrades, you might really notice these attachments that come or tugs as you rise up into a higher timeline. You might notice these energetic tugs of people, situations, places that maybe try to pull you back down into this lower frequency or different version of yourself. And so as you understand, I'm sharing this with you to have this awareness because you are moving forward at an unstoppable pace by being so true to yourself. And you'll have this awareness within you to just pluck out the weeds, okay? You're going to notice what's trying to hook into your energy, what's trying to bring you down, what's trying to keep you in the same, because it's uncomfortable for people to see you in your true power, your true potential. So with every energy upgrade that happens, you will come to an awareness of what can't stay, what's not energetically aligned with this new version of yourself. And that might be your old emotions, your old thoughts. It also might be people. It might be things that you were doing that's part of the old energy and you're moving here. You're not going here, right? Any attachments or energy drains or pulls you're going to feel, and you're going to understand what's kind of tugging at your energy. And that is where you need to be completely so radically true to yourself and keep going and pulling out the plugs, the weeds, weeding out the garden of what can't rise with you into this higher timeline version. Because there's new people coming in, there's new things coming in, there's new opportunities coming in. And you'll know what is like, it's like making the cuts on the team, right? Making the cuts. What's the other analogy that they're saying? But like sometimes you got to make some cuts. All right. Not everything can come with you in this, part of the A team, right? I don't know. But anyways, you'll notice, you'll feel it, what's tugging, what can't come with you. But there's so much new coming in because you've shifted out of that. You're rising into this higher timeline. What also is happening is you might notice throughout the month that you are shape shifting. Your energy field, your energy is clarifying. And with that, you may notice that you look very different. You feel clear. You go through these glow up energy. You might even notice it on yourself, how your energy might becoming more, it's like this ascended version of you is becoming more like brighter or clearer, or you can feel it energetically. You might even notice it. Maybe you're becoming more of how your soul truly looks, or this future version of you, because there's a lot of collapsing into this future version of yourself is collapsing into form, which I'm going to get into later on. But a lot of you, you've done the heavy lifting, and I feel like I need to share that with you because you have overcome and completed a lot and something super big for your soul. And you're now unlocking this next level, which is where you're really meant to take this thing. Okay. The more that you can understand and know the way energy works and how quickly you can shift into energetically shift, you're an energetic shift away into this really the bigger energy that you're meant to step into, or where you're really going with this, understanding the season of life you're in. And this aspect, or what you were doing before, it helped you and served you in this moment, but you've upgraded so much over the past few months and years, right? You're literally a brand new person every day, that now this long shot thing isn't so far away. And I just scratched myself. This long shot thing is not so far away. And you can energetically merge yourself with this new energy, right? You can shape shift into this new version of yourself and close down, what you were doing before. So you've outgrown a lot. You don't need the same experiences, the same lesson, or what you were doing before. If it's draining it or whatever, it's because you've outgrown it. And this is now calling to you, whatever that is. Okay. And here's the thing is, like, the more that you become unattached, the more that you can let yourself flow. And the more that you flow, you can really you'll notice that by the summertime, you're in a whole different place because you let yourself flow. You let yourself play around. You let yourself do what you really want to do. And you're not staying attached or rigid into, what you're doing or what's in your life. You're staying open. You're staying open as to where you're going. And it's really through these energetic upgrades that can really unlock everything, new timelines. And that's where I'm seeing this opportunity. It's like, well, do you want to stay on the same track? Do you want to keep doing the same thing? Or do you want to just go over here and pop over here? And this is the excitement. This is like a positive change. This is where you really want to go. It's like that undeniable pull. And I feel like that's where, these choices and decisions that take you to this new place. And it feels more like I don't think there's any resistance. I feel like you're ready. It feels like a natural progression. It feels like a lot of excitement. So stay in that excitement, because this is where you're meant to be. And I think there's a lot of career shifts happening with that. You've done the heavy lifting of the past. You've overcome a lot. Your past efforts, your past actions is where this real change is possible. These real changes are possible from this upgraded energy. So I feel like you need to hear that. Like you've done a lot of heavy lifting of the past, which is making these changes so effortless and readiness, and you're no longer holding yourself back. And I feel like there's just no more option to hold yourself back, because it's just a readiness. It's a natural progression. It's a no-brainer. It's just this movement of you naturally stepping into this. So I just feel like over the past few months, I'm seeing someone who is really trying to push against the natural currents of your energy. There's this like pushing, forcing something, trying to rush something. And then there was this surrendering moment that happened where this sacred pause was what was needed. Over the past couple weeks, I feel like this sacred pause that was needed in order to catapult you forward onto this higher timeline and this vortex that is the energy of May. So I see someone who is really trying to push against the natural flow of their energy. So fight against something, and then this surrender happens. And when the surrender happens is when it happens. And I feel like you're stepping into this manifestation vortex. It feels like, I don't know how to describe it, but this like open energy where there's this reciprocal give and exchange of energy. Some of you, there's a lot of new abundance coming in, wealth, new systems, new energies, new timeline coming in. It feels like there's this, overflow, or this energetic exchange of putting out and also replenishing you. So I feel like, I don't know, there's just this manifestation energetically aligning you to something new. They really want me to talk a little bit about the earth magic. And I know we're in Taurus season, but I feel like the more that you step out into the earth, there's a lot happening with the earth. There's something being unlocked in the earth. This ancient new earth is happening. I feel like a lot of you need to be on the earth, getting outside in the sunrise, replenishing your energy, being on the earth is where you're going to receive a lot of information, a lot of answers that are coming to you in the earth, being out in nature. I feel like it's also going to help you ground into this new energy, right? There's a lot of new information unlocking. Books are portals, okay? Books are channeled information from the right sources, are portals that help unlock cellular memories. They help unlock aspects of yourself and your consciousness, your gifts and talents, your higher self. I feel like a lot of you might receive answers in a book, and maybe you read it the full thing, or maybe you just read bits and pieces of it. But I feel like there's a lot of energetic transmissions and answers and activations that are coming through books as portals. Now, there are things and energies and transmissions that you can get from a book that you cannot get from AI. Okay. I feel like there's people who are like chat GPT, I say it wrong, chat GPT books. You can't get the same information that you can get in the transmission from chat GPT. Okay. There's a lot happening through books. So I feel like a lot of you might be called or pulled to read certain books, which is going to unlock aspects of your consciousness, your soul information. And it's through like you might be reading it, but you might be also receiving information from it that opens up and unlocks aspects of yourself or the answers that you're looking for. There's a lot of new guides coming in of a higher consciousness that are really taking you to this new level that you're meant to go in. A lot of new information, a lot of new systems, a lot of hidden gifts and talents are opening. For some of you, your gifts are opening and awakening. And for some of you, like it's next level gifts are awakening. And there's this, I feel like if you can go and be out on the earth is where a lot of this opening and expanding of your consciousness of these next level gifts are coming in. So what's really important is to stay very clear, energetically clear and focused this month. and being very present, because it feels like there's a creation, there's an energy, there's a choice, there's information that's happening through the ever present now moment. And I feel like if you can just wake up and be fully aware and conscious of your choices, because there are opportunities to jump timelines, to choose a higher direction, a quick path, and merge with this future version of yourself. It feels like, it's not that far away. And I feel like this new energy is coming in to take you forward. So I feel like being very conscious and aware of your decisions, of this moment to moment opportunity to do something different. And I feel like it's just in your everyday life where you have this opportunity to step into that higher timeline, that where your soul is really, really going with this. So let's just finish it off. I just want to share, like, this is your time to shine. This is your opportunity where something bigger than you takes over, where you recognize that what you want to do, your mission, this destiny that you can't hide from anymore. You can't hide from who you truly are, this bigger path, right? So if you can just remember that something bigger is happening, something bigger is taking place, your mission, your purpose, your destiny, your path, this is bigger than you, and it is your time to shine. The spotlight is on you and people will feel it. But instead of hiding or staying small or trying to make yourself smaller, it's time to embrace who you really are and remember that God's spotlight, source spotlight, is on you, and it is time for you to shine your light. And it's funny because the Bob Dylan song, Times They Are Changing, has been playing in my head. And, it's really funny because the lyric that's coming through is, the loser now will be later to win because the times they are changing. You better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone because the times they are changing. And it's just this, it feels like you're stepping into this main character and, now's the time. Times they are changing. You have the opportunity to choose something bigger for yourself, a better option, a better opportunity. And now's the opportunity. So you better start going, or you're going to, better start flowing, better start stepping into this. The loser now will be later to win. It feels like the underdogs are coming out on top. And so I feel like just remembering that it's time to turn up the dial and stop holding yourself back, because there's something bigger taking over, and it's your mission, it's your purpose. It's time to start doing the thing that you've been wanting to do for a while. So I feel like that's where this personal freedom that comes from being selfish and choosing what is good for you, and it's not selfish at all, but it's actually just choosing what is right for you and being true to yourself, and stop sitting on the sidelines. And understanding that people will feel it. People are going to feel your energy shift. People are going to feel this glow up energy. They're going to feel your energy upgrades, and some will try to kind of hook in, and some will be very inspired by you. Let go of the energy drains or people trying to pull you down into a lower vibration. And you are needed now to step into this bigger energy, this power surge, this next level that you're stepping into, and you're becoming a lot more visible. So just remembering that and noticing that. And if you go out and you notice that people are looking at you or see you, it's because you are glowing. Your energy is powerful. Your energy is palpable. And it's time to embrace that part of you. Because when you step into that and you fully anchor into that, everything shifts. You become more magnetic, and you're going to start to recognize how you have the power to co-create your reality. And it's time to make those bigger calls and decisions, because this rare alignments are taking place for you to align yourself with this new energy and version of yourself that you are stepping into, and where these big things are actually possible. These big changes are possible with these rare energetic moments and openings and windows of opportunity. So will you step into it? Will you walk through this portal? And you already know that answer, and you already know that you're already doing it. So you don't have to overthink it. It's already happening. You have worked really hard to be here, and you've been going through so much over the past 3 months to make these changes more effortless, these manifestations to come in that you've been wanting. A lot is grounding into form. And I feel like you are really setting the field and the stage with this Taurus season for long-term range and future visions. It feels like legacy that you're stepping into and grounding into form. So this is your time. This is your moment. There's so much energetic support around you. There's so much magic that is unlocking. And I'm just hearing like earth magic, ancient magic. It's like Merlin magic energy. These ancient gifts that you've always had, these ancient yet new, are unlocking and opening, that have always been there, but they're coming to your awareness. There's a lot of magic and working with the energy of magic, a lot of momentum, unlocking and opening. And so it is your time to shine. It's your time to really, a lot is moving forward at an escalated pace. So ground in, be open, don't limit yourself. Keep opening up your energy field because you can handle more. You can handle more of this energy, these upgrades that you're stepping into. And it's really coming, everything comes from energy. And that is where the true change happens. It's this cellular transformation and changes of this dormant DNA and energy and gifts that are unlocking within you. And it's coming from deep within you and shining out externally. So I feel like unconsciously, a lot of you try to hold yourself down or dim yourself or limit what is possible when it's time to be open to the unlimited aspect of yourself. And that is where you want to be. So I hope that this energy update helped. I will speak to you guys in the next one. Make sure that you share with a friend, like, comment, and yeah, let me know what happens. Let me know what you're feeling. Love to hear how this landed for you. And I'll speak to you guys in the next one.